Welcome to Life Under the Laundry Pile, airing it all out one conversation at a time.
This far.
Yes, yeah.
I just wanted to do a quick introduction because we seldom do that, or we've kind of forgotten to do that.
And just in case you don't know who we are.
Yes, I'm Heather. I'm onefedupmommy.com. And I am on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have a Pinterest and a website. But if you're looking for me, first of all, just find me on Facebook at onefedupmommy.
Or I could just randomly give your phone number out to people.
No, then they'll call me like my kids do. They won't leave me alone. And this is Copper.
Yes, that's me. And I am Never Drink from Mommy's Cup. And you can find me at all those places too.
That's right. We all have the same places. And we do okay.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Whatever. No, we are getting there. So 9 is a big number.
It is. Yeah. And you know, it's really funny because I had in the back of my mind, I wanted to get that mug for when we hit number 10. So we could take a picture of the mug about Keep Calm and Podcast. But I'll be damned if I can find that mug anywhere. I can't find it anywhere.
No, that's all right. We'll celebrate.
We'll do something else.
Yes,
yeah. Yes.
So just not to get sticky on this, but 10 and why we want to sell. Well, 10 is the next episode, not this one. So maybe we shouldn't be talking about this, but 10 is a big number because most podcasts don't make it to 10.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's, I can see that. It's hard. Life gets in the way, but we're doing it. We're chugging along. We're going to get there. So,
yes.
But today we're going to talk about social media and Carline confessions.
Yes. Dun, dun, dun.
But before we do, we always like to talk about what we've been up to. And I do have a little disclaimer.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I have allergies, and I know I sound like poop. So, but
it's fall. Who doesn't?
I do. I have it really bad, and I do have to tell you, I took one for the team. I dug out some really crusty old.
Well, those do look.
Those cough drops.
Those look like they. Did you get those out of the bottom of my old purse?
I think I did. Out of the bottom of my old purse. Yes. But I was like, I gotta have something to keep me from coughing while we talk. But if you could see them, you can literally see through the wrapper. They're so stuck to the.
I think that one might be a butterscotch flavor. That's how old that bad boy is.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it, ironically enough, on the wrapper it says "buckle down and push forth."
Oh.
Yeah, that's what we're
motivating.
Yeah. So I took one for the team. So if I start to hack and cough, I'll promise I'll try to walk out of the room quickly. But anyway, that's why I sound
hack and cough. It's real life.
Yeah, it is. So anyway,
you had a great weekend.
I did. I really did. I if any of you follow me on Instagram already, I put a really, really pretty picture of Lake Travis.
Yes.
Emma, my 9-year-old, and I went to Austin, actually, Spicewood, believe it or not, where Willie Nelson lives. He has a ranch right down the road from my sister, and she lives on the lake in a little cove. And it's a really neat old cinder block fish camp that someone had built, and then they converted it into a house, and so she bought it a couple of years ago. And it's a really neat little place, right on the lake. And so we had a really good time. I rarely get anywhere one-on-one with my kids anymore. Right. And Emma thought it was amazing. Poor thing. You could just tell and she's a good travel companion, even though she talks so much in the car. I wanted to poke my eyeballs out or poke my ears out, whichever one. But we had a great time. We did. We visited. My other sister was there with her 15-month-old. And my sister has a zoo, literally, which did not help my allergy. She has a potbelly pig in the house, which is so cute. Mr. Pickles is so cute.
That name alone is great.
You pick him up, and he makes all these weird noises, and then you put him down, and he's fine. But literally, and then she has a dog who's in a doggy wheelchair. His back legs are paralyzed. So literally, every time I would go in and out the door, if I would go back in, they all wanted to come in. So here comes the big, hairy Great Pyrenees. She goes in first. And then here comes Burke that needs his butt lifted up so he can go up the stairs. And then here comes the pig who has to have me lift him up and put him in. And then here comes the baby who wants to go in. And then Emma, and I'm like, this place is a zoo.
That's fun.
It was. It was exhausting. I told her. She kept saying, I don't need kids. I have all this.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. It was nuts, but yeah. I had a really good time. It was very nice and relaxing. Contrary to the
pictures were very pretty.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It is. It's hot, you know?
It's so freaking hot. It's so freaking hot. I'm like, just stop, nature. Just stop.
I agree. I saw someone posted yesterday about, it's like 100 degrees yesterday or something. It's crazy.
It was.
It's crazy. So what have you been up to?
Nothing. Squat. Nothing. I mean, not terribly, like, nothing huge. Things are going smoothly. We're well into September. I'm starting to get ready for the conference in October that I'm going to. So I went clothes shopping the other day, and that was awful.
As it always is.
Right. Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Right. Yeah. That was really fun. I'm trying to think of what else I've been up to since the last time we talked. Not much. Our weekend was very lazy.
But you know what? I like that.
We went tent shopping. That's what we did.
Okay.
Holy shit. That was just...
Are y'all going camping?
Yes.
Or is this for the backyard?
No. Camping.
Ugh. Okay. Where are you going to go camping?
I don't know.
My sister-in-law goes to, like, Livingston, and she says it's beautiful.
Yeah. There's a lot of really great places around here. Dude joined Cub Scouts, so we have to have a tent for that, which is cool. Okay. And then we've been talking. We used to camp all the time before we had kids, and we've been talking. They're getting to the point where it would be feasible to do it again, so... We'll see. It's just a hard process. We can't even decide on the tent. So,
really?
Yeah.
What's the issue?
Which one we want? Because there's so many different types out there. Yeah. So, and I want big. Like I need space. You know. So, you know, when you look at tents, they're like it sleeps 5. Bullshit.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We looked at one last year. It was a super phenomenal deal, and it actually had rooms off of it.
Yeah.
But then I thought, dear God, somebody's got to put that thing up.
They're not too hard. Like, I mean, I wouldn't want to do it by myself, but they're really not terribly hard. I think we've got it down to a couple of them, but one is like a 3-bedroom one, and then there's one I really want. And Matt he's like, that's too much tent. I'm like, shh.
Where'd you find it at?
Be pretty. Well, I do a lot of looking online, and then I go to different stores like Walmart or like Academy. Target has some, but the one I really like is like it's kind of like a what do I want to call that? Like a plus sign. So there's like the middle.
Right, yeah.
And then there's
little pods off of it.
Yeah. So like everyone can have their own personal space, and then there's the inner sanctuary, which I don't think there's any sanctuary when you're camping. But so we did that. Put up some but fall decorations, and that was pretty much it.
I did too. I was proud of myself. Yeah. I did that yesterday. I was very proud of myself, even though it's literally you melt when you open the front door.
Yeah.
I still forged ahead and opened it and put my pumpkins out. Right. They're not real pumpkins. Ugh. No. That's attractive.
That's so disgusting.
Sorry,
are you going to eat that?
I have to. I have no choice. Pop in another nasty cough drop. So.
I don't have anything outside yet. I went upstairs into the attic to get the wreath, and so I opened the thing and I got the stairs down, and I went halfway up, and I kind of looked around, and I'm like, I could see where it was at, and I'm like, clearly there's a killer clown back there. I'm not going back there.
Those damn clowns.
It'll have to wait till Matt gets home, because like it was just really creepy. I've never been up in the attic, and I don't care to ever go. There's got to be something living up there.
That is funny. See, ours is just this open expanse. You can totally
it creeps me out.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I don't like attics.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's it.
That's pretty. I wish I had a better story to tell.
That's okay. That some weekends it's like that. Yeah. Sometimes I have nothing to say and you do. So all's fair. All right. So we're gonna start talking social media.
Yeah.
And that monster that we love to hate.
I know, and this is a tough subject because we rely on it.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but it is. I don't want to call it a problem, but it's a fact of life that we've become very. Let me back up and say that when I bought a new phone. It's been about a month now. Mm-hmm. And the thing is like, it kind of got to the point I'm looking and I'm frustrated with all these plans and it's so expensive. I'm like, but they have you over a fire. Like, you can't live without that cell phone now. And it's kind of the same for once you get into social media.
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, like, for what we do.
You have to. It is what we do.
Yeah, I was thinking yesterday, I have a friend who moved away and she shut her Facebook down. And I was thinking about her yesterday and I thought, I couldn't do that. Right. That's kind of my lifeline to my family that sees my pictures. And then that's how I build my blog, my website,
Right.
and our podcast.
It's our work.
What do you do?
And we both we have family that live all over the country, so it's
Right.
a very easy way for us to keep in contact with them. And I know that people
a
did
central place. That,
right.
Yeah.
And I know that people did it before they had social media, but at the same time, this just makes it a lot easier
It
for
does.
people that would not be in my children's lives to see them.
I agree. And I still have people who aren't on social media.
Right.
And who unfortunately don't. So then I have to turn around and text or email or, snail
That being
mail.
said, it's not a substitute for real life, and I think some people
Right.
use it like that, and that's unfortunate. So,
And social media is a beast.
so I do have some facts, just a couple. Like, I'm not totally nerdy about this, but I was curious how much time we spend on social media. Do you have any guesses?
I'm really kind of scared to know.
Let's talk about Facebook, because I think Facebook is the most popular.
Ironically, because, when you look back at how Facebook was created, it was
Right.
created for college kids.
Right.
And now, I can remember my daughter a few years ago saying Facebook is for old people now.
Right.
Which is really funny, but I have no problem with that.
Right. It's
So,
fine.
Yeah. So I don't know. You want
Get
me to
off
guess?
my lawn, kids.
You want your
Yes.
garbage cans are too close in the street. Do you want me to? Which is what our
Right.
we have
someone used it to
a
complain.
neighborhood
Which I want to
website.
talk about that too. So, like, faux pas of social media. But
You mean to guess? I'm gonna guess this is awful. 4 to 6 hours a day.
oh my gosh, girl, I
Is
gotta
that
take
right?
your phone away. No.
No.
Supposedly, and I actually thought this was a little low, because I know that there are days where I'm really guilty of using social media as a crutch to not do other things.
Let me guess. It's 1 to 3.
No, it's actually, on average, Americans spend 50 minutes a day.
50?
Yep.
Who are these people? I don't know
They
them.
clearly have way too much on their plate.
They
that
clearly
can't
have
stop.
a life.
Right, yeah. They must talk to their families.
Really?
Ew.
I
Yeah.
have to put that in my notes for the
I don't
laundry pile.
I
That's
don't
just
understand.
nuts to me.
What are you doing while you eat dinner if you're not on Facebook?
What are you doing in the car rider line? Oh, I know what we're doing. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Now that is that's actually an increase from last year and the year before. It was 40 minutes.
Okay, no.
And that's on average. So that means that there's people that
These must be
spend.
people in prison who they only give their phone to like once a week.
That's taking the extreme people and the minimal people and meshing them together.
I have to call
So-
bullshit on this one. I don't know where that person.
No, that's just Facebook, and social media in itself is an hour and 40 minutes a day. So now I know for a fact I have to control how often I actually get onto Pinterest, because I can easily.
You fall down the rabbit
Right.
hole. Oh, absolutely. But I'm that way on Instagram.
Right.
Oh, I can get I can get all that.
So, but if you think about that, even if that really is like you're only spending 50 minutes a day on Facebook, if you add that up, what a succubus of time.
Well, I have to say, and this has been a real struggle for me because my husband has an addictive personality to where
Right.
he will get on it and zone in and just tune everything out around him. And we've had this conversation many times where I look at him and I say, literally, you just, you'll never get that time back.
Right.
And so that like kind of forces me to step back and put the phone down when my kids
Yes.
are around. And I'm guilty. Like at the end of the night when I'm so friggin' exhausted that I can't even I just want them to go to bed so I can just chill.
Right.
That when they sit down to watch a little bit of TV before bedtime, I will get on it.
Right.
Right as they're going to bed when they're around me. But in my defense, I've literally spent like the last, almost 3 hours with them.
Being present.
Being present. I mean, that's not to say that I don't check it if someone texts me or messages me or my email.
Or
I
if
do.
I'm sending you weird
I do.
pictures.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. But yeah, I just think, at the end of your life, are you going to be grateful? Oh, I'm so glad I watched that video of that duck crossing that road or whatever,
And I feel like I've gotten better. I used to be very guilty of losing a lot of time to it. And honestly, and not even being productive about it. Like just
mindless. Yeah.
going through the same stuff. What if you miss something? So nowadays, like I do not spend a lot of time sitting there and staring at it. I still work on it.
Right.
Because that's what we do.
And
but other than that, like my own private stuff, and maybe this makes me a horrible person, but I don't. Like, I might scan through it quickly in the morning and maybe again at night. But during the day, like, if you've got any big announcements, I'm not going to see it.
Yeah. Then I'm worse than you, or not worse than you, but I am on it multiple times a day. But I have different.
And I've also made an effort to not. I was very guilty of having it on me, like when we eat. Like we'd sit down at a restaurant and I immediately grab it. I'm like, wait a minute, like that's not, like I can't do that.
Now I don't do that, but I'm very guilty of sitting down at the table and getting on my phone. But even though I talked about like we sit down as a family, my kids all sit down, and I am too busy like shuffling and shuttling food that I sit down almost when they're done. And when they're up from the table, then I have my phone. Like, that's kind of my chill time. Yeah.
Right.
But I agree. It is. It's just this addiction that and we're all guilty of it.
Right.
I just think there's nothing sadder to me to go to a restaurant and see people sitting everywhere on their phones and not conversing back and forth. So I actually make a point to leave my phone in my purse.
Right.
When I go to a restaurant.
And I agree. And it's not easy.
No, it's not. No.
I'm not trying to belittle someone. It is not easy. And that says something to where we've gotten as a society where it really is hard to not pick up that phone and constantly be plugged in. Yeah. But it's, it's a fact. And make that effort to not do that anymore. However, unless you're going to listen to us or read something that we wrote, then you can totally
That's
start
right.
your screen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the other thing I want to talk about with social media was the faux pas that happened because, oh my gosh, right now we're just rampant with we're right in the middle of political season, so there's just nobody cares. I don't care what your opinion is.
I don't either.
I really don't give a crap.
I don't either.
So stop posting it.
Yeah.
And then like the oversharing of information and the drama that people like put out there, I'm like, this is like, I don't know if you got the memo, but Facebook is not your therapist.
Yeah, I agree. And there are a lot of things I have a hard time with on social media. Don't even get me started. But like one of my pet peeves on Facebook anyway, and maybe Instagram, but I don't really have a lot of friends who do that. All the selfies.
Yeah.
I have to say, they drive me crazy. If you're trying to take a picture of your kid and you're in every picture, I kind of have to think the picture's more about you than it is about your kid. If you'll notice when I take pictures of my kid, if I absolutely want to be in it, I will cut myself in half and make my kid the focus.
Right.
Or take a picture of the kid. That's a novel idea. I mean,
I'm laughing that you say that because we have, and she's a lovely, lovely person. I adore her to death. She's very sweet. She has a habit, and I don't think that she purposely does it, and I'm a big-breasted lady, so like it's hard to hide the puppies every once in a while. But this poor woman, and I don't think that she maliciously does it, but she'll always post these pictures of her children, and she'll be next to them, and it's very lovely. It's a great picture, but inevitably, it's a shot of her.
Okay.
And
she got her kid's head squished against her boob so you can see the cleavage?
Like little Bobby is right here. You can see the top of her head.
He's the third boob.
Yeah, he's kind of the third boob. And so it's like, yes, we get it. Bobby's hair and your boobs.
You've got boobs.
Like, I love you to death, but you have to stop.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, every picture is just...
Yeah.
Like, we know you're lovely.
Oh, yeah.
You're lovely. You were the other 14 times you posted a picture dating, too,
Yes, it just...
So...
Yeah.
But selfies are, and I take pictures with my children.
I
and
do
we
too
post
occasionally,
them.
yes.
And I think that we should make more effort to do that. And there's this whole thing.
I do, but I don't want to see your picture 15 times in a row.
Exactly.
No offense. I love you and you're beautiful, but I don't want that.
No, I just saw you. Yeah.
Show me what you're actually looking at, not, hey, here's my selfie because I'm at the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
But where's the Statue of Liberty?
Exactly.
It's just me.
Is that a toe? I think that might be a toe, a green toe in a sandal.
Yeah, right?
No. But in the drama that goes along with that, like the selfies, like when I'm having a breakdown and I've known people that make up and break up and make up and break up with their partner like 20 times in 1 month, and it's all out there.
Out there on Facebook.
I don't need your business.
I don't have a lot of that on my feed. I don't.
I tend to block it. I just think, it's really not a healthy way to get that out there.
Right. I agree. I think that a lot of times we've, as a whole, have lost the common sense that it takes to function on Facebook. I think that a lot of times people just think it's a free-for-all. And it's really not.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
You have to have a little bit of common sense when you post.
And I catch myself doing it. All of these things, by the way, that we're talking about, I've been guilty of. Not a lot of drama, but at the same time, sometimes you're like, I need to speak my mind about this, or, you know.
Oh, and I have too.
Like if Moose and I are maybe disagreeing because we're not perfect people and we do fight. Shocker. You know, there's that need to say something, but you don't.
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do you know how many times I was standing in the shower and think this, I just want to put this on Facebook. I just want to say this so bad.
Right.
But I have enough common sense to say, you know what? That is not the place for it. You know, I'll save it and bitch about it to Copper or my husband.
I was going to say, this is exactly why Heather has about 1 million texts on her phone. It's basically me going, I'm going to stab a bitch.
That reminds me, we forgot to tell the story about the skating rink. Oh my God, totally forgot about the skating rink. Tell you about Friends?
Oh, go ahead. No, let's get it out.
Well, it's total backtrack onto the subject we were talking about earlier, but we went to the skating rink the other day for a half day for PTA. We fundraised for the school. And a new mom came up, and the little boy is friends with my son, and she wanted to meet me so that they could be invited to the party. And so I'm sitting there talking to the new mom. Her name's Rachel, by the way, very nice. And I turn around, and I happened to look at Copper to try to introduce Copper to Rachel. And Copper is shooting arrows at me with her eyeballs, telling me, I don't even know what you're muttering under your breath. I didn't know until like halfway through. But she's like, no. And I was like, and then all of a sudden the lady leaves, and then you tell me what you said. So tell the nice people what you said.
I'm like, I'm not making new friends. And you better not be either.
No more new friends. No more friends. Oh,
which is totally me. Like, I'm just being an ass. Like, I'm sure she's very lovely, and I would love to be her friend. She probably would grow tired of me before I grew tired of her. But
funny.
I just have this thing where, like, I can only, like, there's only so much room in my head for names.
Yeah, I agree. But I wish you could have seen her face. She was literally sitting over there going, no more friends. No, you better not. Yeah. You better not. And so poor Rachel.
You best not be meeting someone new because I will pee on you like a tree.
So then poor Rachel leaves. So it was nice to meet you, Rachel, by the way. Oh, but anyway, back to that.
I apologize for my friend Copper, who has no social skills whatsoever.
Speaking of social media.
So, yeah, I forgot all about that. That was so funny. Oh, my gosh. That poor woman. Lord knows what she heard before she decided, because she was sitting right in front of us.
She was sitting right behind me. So I know she saw you and I conversing and making eye contact and you muttering under your breath and me saying, what? What do you say? Right. What are you talking about?
Well, but she sat in front of our group for quite a while before she introduced herself to. And I mean, we are not the Stepford Wives or whatever they're called. I feel really bad. The things that she probably heard. Like, I'm thinking of some of the things that we talked about. Because our kids were skating, and it's loud. So we're, just talking about our usual stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised. Yeah, sure. Mom stuff. Yeah, no, nothing else.
Well, I think what happened was he probably dragged her back. He's like, but Mom, I want to invite Landon to the party. And she's like, oh, I got to go back there to those women?
They need Jesus.
She was one of those.
They need Jesus.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's probably what most people think.
Oh, my gosh. So now that we moved on from that, I think that's enough about the social talk. We just wanted to really social talk.
Yes.
I think I do that.
And since we're talking about confessions, that takes us to our second segment, car line confessions.
A little light subject.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time in the car waiting.
Yes. And I do as well, just because I have to go to the high school first. But I find that when I'm sitting in the high school parking lot, I get a lot done.
Right.
Like, I took all my notes for the podcast yesterday. But, the car rider line. I know you and I text back and forth constantly. We literally can see each other across the car rider line.
I'm usually, like, waving at you like an idiot.
Yeah. Well, the other day, I told you, I said, I'm wearing the same thing I wore yesterday. And I kept waiting for you to look out the window so I could roll mine down. Do you think you rolled your window down? No. You're like this on cell phone. I was like, if I had a rock, I would chunk it at you.
I was like this on the cell phone talking to you.
And we can't get out and walk to each other's cars.
Hell no, it's hot.
Yeah, it is hot. Let's just be honest.
We'll get out and talk in December.
It's not because of the safety issue or leaving your car running. It's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot as hell.
Yeah,
It is. I'll be honest. It's probably like 105,000 here right now. I don't even know. I could tell you, but
Oh no, we live in hell. That's
we
for
do.
sure. Yeah.
We do.
But at least we don't deal with snow. Can I get a what?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know though. Today's high is 96, and it will feel like it's 196.
I know.
Actually,
It's awful.
I've melted so much stuff in my car. It's not even funny. But yeah. So
What are some of the things that you do in the car while you're waiting? You work on this, and so do I. Like I'll take a notebook, and I'll also take my calendar and stuff because that's when
do
I.
you
try to-
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm bad. Social media. I'm like bad. I'm like all
I do
my
it like
Facebook.
a ton. Yeah, that's another time I do that. You know, because once you get in that line and you stop, and you actually you go to the high school and then you come over, so you don't spend as much time in the elementary line as
No,
I do.
I don't.
But you're in that high school line for a long time.
Yeah, right.
I have now with H getting out of preschool, he gets out an hour before the other two, so I generally head over. You love it when I call them by their
I
initials.
hate it when you call him by their
Henry.
initials. His name is Henry.
It's not any way other than I'm a lazy talker.
It takes more effort to remember to say H than it does to say Henry.
Does it really matter
Can I get a
which one I'm
what?
talking? Does it matter which one I'm talking about? I mean, honestly, if we wanted to like give them names that so you can know which one I'm talking about, let's call him Angry Redhead, and
The
then you
little
would know,
kid,
right?
the little
the
one.
littlest one,
The teen, yeah.
the jerky one.
Jerk number one.
Oh, jeez, that kid.
my house,
he
it
kills
would be
me.
like jerk
he
number
just
one.
he slays me. Like if he was the first, he would have been the last. That's all I'm gonna say about that. My strong-willed little kid. So anyway, I'm in that line now because it's just enough time where it's not worth it for me to go home
Yeah.
and then get in the car line.
Yeah.
But it really is quite a while that I sit there, and I generally will put a movie in for him. And the only plus to that, just going straight in the car line, is he generally will fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a little nap in the back, and I get some work done. So it's not bad, but there are,
What?
it's a lot of time in the car line.
is.
So there's things that you do. Like I do the work. I watch the movie that I put in. I tend to binge eat in the car, which is really bad.
See, I tend to sit there and drink so much water that literally,
Yeah.
like halfway
Oh,
through, I'm like,
inevitably,
dear God,
yes,
can we
yeah.
hurry? Because now I have to
Because
go
sometimes
pee.
I'll stop at Sonic and get a sweet tea, and then I get the Route 44, and then by the time and then whenever we're pulling up in the driveway, it's like, everyone get the hell out of the car and get in the house. I have to pee. I pluck in the car line because natural light and that mirror that's right in your visor is like the best thing on this planet.
That is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, all the time.
I must be boring as shit in the car because all I do is sit there and guzzle down my
You
huge
drink and
water
read Facebook,
and
yeah.
look at Facebook.
Yeah,
Or I talk on the telephone.
yeah.
Or I like to people watch, I'll be honest. And let me tell you my number one car line confession that drives my shit crazy. Inevitably, because we come in from two different directions once that car
yes.
rider line starts to move. Inevitably,
People
grandma
that do not take their turn.
But these, I feel bad. I think these are people who are not used to picking up kids. It's grandma who says, "Oh, I'll go get little Johnny. Okay, you stay here." But they cut a bitch off, and that makes me so mad.
Here's
You're
the thing,
supposed
though.
to. It's unspoken.
You're
take
making
your turn.
excuses for that behavior, and I think there is no excuse. Like I get so
Drives me
I get so
crazy.
damn angry because both Heather and a lot of our other friends in our group will be like, "Copper just got really mad in the car line." Like I'll get this, calm down, and I'm like, "What just happened?" You're like, "I just saw what happened, and I know you're getting huffy, so calm down."
The other
Because
day,
it's
you
like,
texted me. You said,
I was like,
"Oh,
"Oh, hell
no!"
no."
That's what I
Yes.
said. That's what I said to the woman in the Jaguar. I was like, "Oh, hell no! You just didn't cut in front of me."
No.
And everybody behind her's looking at you like, "Oh, she's gonna get mad," because you just know,
Right.
It's unspoken. You
Right.
take your turn,
Exactly.
And if you don't take your turn, are you gonna suffer?
And that particular lady,
So then you ride their butt.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So then
no,
you ride
I made,
their butt
I
all the
made-
way up to
I
the
made her
pickup.
butt miserable, and she was an idiot. Like not only so, there was a line of cars waiting, and we're waiting along the street. She and I was like in the front of that line, and I'm saying there, all happy-go-lucky, and I had stopped a little ways back because there's a stop sign and then a fire hydrant. So common sense. You don't park in front of stop signs,
right?
and you don't
Oh
park in
yeah,
front of fire
I know what you're
hydrants.
talking about. Okay.
And then, so this bitch pulled in front of everybody and pulled in right in front of me to cut in line. And there were like 3 or 4 cars behind me.
yeah.
And not only did she do that, but she'd even pull up to the curb. So anyone that was driving down the street then literally had to go into the other side to get, or the other lane to get around her.
Well, you realize she was the most important person there that day.
Oh, her crap did not stink.
It had to be.
Like I got a whiff of it from my van, and it was lovely. Yeah. It was like a rose.
Well, I could have backed over her because I was in front of her.
I know, right? And that's what ultimately pissed me off, is because you were right in front of me, and we had so much time because we were coming out of a meeting that day, so we had time. Yeah. I was going to park, and then I was going to walk up and talk to you, and then this lady got in between us, and I'm like, I can't now.
No, I would have got out on purpose and walked by her and been like, please.
Right.
You do realize you're blocking traffic and just kept on walking.
And then so the people that like they just randomly come up and pick up kids, like the grandparents, I mean, it's lovely and everything that you're doing now, but it's not really hard to figure out.
No.
And our school, generally, the car line moves very smoothly and everyone understands that one side, other side, they take turns. Yes, and then there's always that one prick.
And you want to hear something extremely funny? Jennifer Grant.
Did you just say her last name?
I did. In kindergarten, she did it to me. And this was before I knew Jennifer. Sorry, Jennifer, but I have to tell this funny story because I never told you. She cut me off. I literally had been sitting there waiting patiently to turn into the pickup for kindergarten, which was different. I had been sitting there for like 15 minutes because the line was full. You couldn't pull into the drive. And then she just pulls up and goes on in as the line starts. I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, so of course I shot daggers through that van all 15 minutes that it took me to pick Paige up. And then I realized who she was, and I have never told her that. But I was like, I was shooting daggers at you, girl. If you felt like little pinpricks that day, that was from me. Sorry.
But she's adorable and lovely.
She is, and I love her to death. So I thought it was super bad once I met her and I knew who she was. But you just getting that, like, I've been sitting here for so long.
That road rage from car line.
It's like, don't cut me off.
And it's much better here than where we lived before, and Florida was awful. Like, Florida, I mean, road rage in the car line is a very legit thing in Florida.
But my kids rode the bus. Right. My kids rode the bus.
And it was just a bigger mess there than it is here. I think this car line moves very quickly, but we do sit in it for quite a while. So the other thing to that is I wanted to ask, what's one of the craziest things you've ever witnessed in car line? Because I have a story.
I don't know that I've ever witnessed anything crazy. No, I don't think so. No. So you go.
I do. I'm not making this up. I once sat in a car line, and so when people have like their Bluetooth on, so you can hear conversations.
Oh, I do have a confession, so you go ahead.
No, go ahead, because mine is like...
Okay, mine's kind of sad, though. Aww. I picked up Aubrey 2 days ago.
Oh, yes, I was going to bring that up.
Not 2 days ago. Was it?
It was last weekend.
It was last week.
Or last week. It was Friday.
I'm sitting there because I back in. I'm glad you said that. I backed in, and I look up, and this truckload of teenagers, it's 2 boys and a girl sitting in the middle. And they literally pop open a beer right there as they're pulling out of the parking lot. And they stop immediately in front of me. Right. Now, keep in mind, there's a cop car over here to my right. And he can't see them, obviously. And the girl in the middle, takes a picture of the beer can with the cop car behind her and the picture of the high school in that picture.
Yep.
She got a 3-for-all. She got the beer, she got the cop, and she got the high school's name.
And all on social media, which is oversharing.
And I asked my daughter, I said, tell me if that picture pops up on Snapchat. Right. I said, and the boy even looked at me like, I'm cool, and I just want to say, you little son of a bitch. Right. If I was your mom, I'd get out right now and beat your ass.
Yeah.
I should have taken their tag down, but
To which my response when she told me that, I'm like, that's just awful. And I'm like, I'm so glad we didn't have social media when I was...
I am too. But I don't think I was stupid enough to pop a beer in the damn parking lot at the school. I mean, I know I had friends who did.
I think we should move on. I don't want to talk about what I did in the parking lot of my high school. Okay. And y'all be quiet.
You wouldn't want to hear it. Right. We're not PG or anything.
Yeah, this is not confession time. No.
That is a
sad one. And this has been a couple years, but so back in Florida, I was in line, and you know how when people talk on their Bluetooth, and of course they can't freaking keep the volume down. It's up really loud. I once listened to a woman make several phone calls, and she was just having a hot mess of a day. I listened to her talk to her doctor. Mm-hmm. Call her bank because her account had bounced, which is no judgment because I, too, have had a bounced bank account before. We never judge anyone for that. But I'm like, this is kind of private shit. Like, you should probably not be talking out loud about this.
Right.
And then proceeded to have phone sex.
I knew that was coming.
With, I
hope it's her husband.
Maybe her husband. I don't know.
It was Juan, the pool boy.
Yeah. But I'm like, I can hear him and I can hear her in an elementary school line having verbal. Yes.
Why am I hearing
clearly like the weirdest thing?
She was riding dirty.
That song said. I'm pretty sure that's not what that means, but I agree. Like she was riding dirty. Like that was
a new meaning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Phone sex in the car line.
She's riding dirty.
She has a much better list of things to do than I do.
I think her life is much better than mine.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know though. No, I'm good.
I wouldn't know what to say. Hurry up.
I don't even know where to go with this. I don't even know.
It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, literally, like, there's no way to come back from that. I just don't know. And then so like I had after that like crossed paths with her on several occasions. I don't think I really ever looked her in the eye the entire time we lived there.
Oh, you knew her?
Vaguely, like we crossed paths.
Okay,
like, we didn't, break bread together or anything. But
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm just like, you do understand that we
People
all can hear you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because I know when I get up to the red light,
so I know that he likes to give it to you hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, two things that don't mix: car rider line and phone sex. Just don't do it, please.
At least text each other and not actually say it out loud. That's just gross.
Or put your phone to your ear.
Right. Exactly.
Like, seriously.
Get those little headbuds in. Yeah.
Or do it the old-fashioned way. Just put your phone.
Earbuds.
But technically, it's illegal to be on your phone in a school zone. So
that's why I never do it. No.
No, yeah, no, me neither. Even though I think I was probably talking to somebody from the school the other day when I pulled up to the car. I'm thinking, do you not realize that it's school pickup time and pretty sure that I'm in the line?
Yeah.
But hey.
I don't, once the line starts moving, I put it down. But when we're sitting there, I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's you. Mm-hmm. And we're just texting back and forth. The stupidest. I wish that one day, and maybe we should do a book on this. What, like, our entire history of,
We should publish it.
There's gonna be some stuff that's blacked out because we say the ugliest things that we can possibly say to each other, but a lot of it is just the most random crap ever. It's hilarious.
It's just like verbal diarrhea.
Right.
It really is. Because I know a lot of times I'll just text something that I just thought about. Yeah. Like random, out of the blue, no reason. You do it too.
Yeah, I know.
The good thing is we get each other.
I would be like,
I would have other friends.
I gotta tell Heather about this.
I know, right? Yeah. I would have other friends who'd be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Oh, ha, ha, ha. Like, could just stick out your ass.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was
You
hilarious.
get me.
I do get it. Oh my gosh. So.
All right. Well, was that it? Did you have anything else about?
No.
No?
No.
So that's it. Well, before we go, we kind of switched things up this week. We just wanted to give you a quick reminder that where you can find us. Facebook, we have a page.
Yes.
We have a website as well, which is really long and complicated, but you can find it on our on our Facebook page. We have Twitter. We're life_the_laundry. We have a beautiful IG page, Instagram for those of you who are not social media friendly, and Pinterest. We have a new Pinterest board. Wall, whatever they call it. It's multiple boards. But we're on Pinterest, peeps. You can find us there.
Yeah, what is it called? I mean, like, there's boards on it, but...
It's just your wall, your Pinterest wall.
Okay.
I have no idea. But that's where we be. You can find us.
Yep. So, all right. Well, next week, we are going to talk about... Let me flip in my notes over.
Ooh, a really funny episode. Or gross, whichever way you want to take it.
Yeah, exactly. Next week, we're going to talk about Sanctimommy syndrome.
But that's not the funny gross part.
No, and then we're going to play a game of Would You Rather.
Yes, 10 from each of us.
Yes.
So that should be very interesting. And
hopefully.
that will be our number 10. So maybe you can come back
and do a little celebrating
with us. Yep,
right.
absolutely.
All right. So everyone have a great week, and we will talk to you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.